Who's on grind, don't catch me on the ad. I'll kill your career. Got it on smash. Get drunk, go ham, that's my tag. I got the trends out in my whole bag. Who's on grind, don't catch me on the ad. Lyrics is like unlimited ammunition. Tie my shoelaces cause I say temperature. People always say they want something different. Just another person that's not different. I use my brain just like hand grenades. All tight controllers for the spray. My mind stay dirty just like an ashtray. Your bitch is a sheep, I'm gonna call her ashtray. Those are people that's in my pathway. I should be a tree cause I throw bad shade. Wash your up just like Cascade. Stay on the grind, gotta get that fast pay. Monumental, the shit I spit for my mental world. Go to get your body, get the instrumental. Niggas stuff fun, I know that's a mental. Perfectly roll, must look like a missile. Complicated, that being status on you dating. Cause I'm still fucking her and you're still hating. Scheming on the motherfucker, you be contemplating. Trying to turn this to a messy situation. Get on the career, got it on smash. Get drunk, go ham, that's my dad. Whatever the trends are, make my own bad. Who's on grind, don't catch me on the ad. I'll kill your career, got it on smash. Get drunk, go ham, that's my dad. Whatever the trends are, make my own bad. Who's on grind, don't catch me on the ad. Like this passion, with my passion. Lost in the dance floor like Michael Jackson. Face slash some gas when he was asking for a picture go from the lethal assassin. Right before we flash. Killing some big people and say crash. I like a killer, a microphone killer. Just like Godzilla, I'm knocking down pillars. To the max, that's Rex Gorilla. I be fine, me special when you copy. Know somebody else shit, that's pussy washy. That means make you all unoriginal. Smoke weed, shit, liquor is my ritual. Hunt down white rappers just like a success critical. South Coast animal. I eat one rappers, yes, I'm a cannibal. Strike like a masturbation, dollar shit. Education is an abomination to this new nation. Working in funerals, just like Jason. Love for my family, complacent. Kill your career, got it on smash. Get it on you, man, that's my dad. Whatever the trends are, make my own dad. Who's on grind, don't catch me on the ad. I'll kill your career. Hold on. Let me clear my throat and all that. Like I always say, everyone. What's going on, everybody out there? Mr. Sandman signing back in real quick. I had to touch on this topic. But we're going to take our time with this. We're going to let this breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Make sure if y'all want to participate, hit that link. Like, sub, all that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about The Batman, which I just went to go see. Shit, I just bumped my fucking head. God damn it. Give me a second. Let me see. Fuck. Give me a second, y'all. One second. Okay. Yeah. You definitely need to come up here. We're gonna talk about it. So everything should be copacetic now. Now, me and my lady, we went to go see Batman yesterday. And as you can see on the title, is the Batman overrated? Is the Batman overrated?
Yes.
It's a definite yes. Definite yes. Oh my God, it's a big yes. It's overrated. Now, did I like it? Yeah, I liked it somewhat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had its parts here and there that I like, but there was a lot of parts that I didn't like. You know, one of the things that people already know about me is that when it comes to these Batman movies, I can't stand the fact when these dudes don't like to use their imagination when it comes to like the action and shit like that. Like when it comes to this dude doing various types of moves or using various gadgets and stuff like that for him to get out of certain situations. I'm so sick of the tired of the basic fights where all he has to do is just grab somebody and punch them, grab somebody, maybe headbutt them. This dude don't flip around. Batman don't do no kicks, nothing. What is the deal with this brawler mentality with Batman? I didn't really see the Ben Affleck one yet. I just seen some clips here and there. I don't know if he's on that um aerial assault type shit, like when it comes to the martial arts, or him flipping around and all types of counter moves. That's what we know Batman for. But it seems like when it comes to the fucking movies with Batman as of late, these dudes don't fucking do that shit. Why they gotta make Batman look so basic? And for instance, like they have this dude in the movie just standing there and taking all types of gunshots, like when it comes to machine guns or what may have you, shotguns, whatever. He's not even trying his best to maneuver from the gunfire. He's just standing there and getting shot consistently. What the fuck? Now that's something Superman would do. Superman would stand there and just, take some punishment here and there when it comes to gunfire. We all know, yes, this dude, Batman is bulletproof. He got the bulletproof suit. We all know that. But it was always times where he tried to maneuver from the gunfire. You know how to use it? You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so
Welcome, man. I'm glad you figured out how to join us on the panel. Talk to me.
yeah, it took me a while to finally figure this out, but let me kind of give give a little insight while I stepped out of work real quick. So you said
You on
you don't
camera?
like
You got the camera showing the ground. Like if you wanna turn the
oh
camera
oh
off, there's an option to turn the camera off. If you
oh
yeah,
there
there
we go.
you
All right, so you said that you don't like the fight scenes of Batman.
go. No.
Well,
Well, wait, hold on. Let me be more clear. The fight scenes could have been better. It seemed like this dude Batman. He looked inexperienced.
so let's speak on that real quick. I think the problem is, and it's not your fault or anybody else's fault. I think that we're in 2022. We have been spoiled by the fight scenes in many movies, whether it was Batman or Gladiator or the Avengers. But the problem is the reason why so many people actually don't like this because you ever thought that maybe Warner Brothers and is finally starting to follow the way the comic book was? Because in point, Bruce Wayne is not supposed to be a super athletic individual. But what he is one, the world's greatest detective, and his martial arts is judo. And you're not going to see nobody flipping and doing wild kicks. Judo is basically grabbing. He's super strong because his workout scene is insane. Just like, even though Batman versus Superman was a horrible movie, but the Ben Affleck workout scene was spot on. And Bruce Wayne is actually a violent individual. When he attacks his his enemies, he's borderline to the point that he wants to kill them, but he went against that, saying that he would never
I gotta
kill an
stop you. I gotta
individual.
stop you. I hear what you say, but I gotta stop you. This dude knows many different martial arts, different types of martial arts, other than Aikido and all that stuff. He knows ninjutsu. He knows basic martial arts. He knows kenpo karate. He knows all these different types of styles. And yes, this dude Batman is known for basically maneuvering. He never Batman was never the type, even in the comic books, he was never the type to just stand there and take punishment. He would always try to maneuver around and basically he, as a matter of fact, in a way, he was one of the first to do parkour. If you think of it,
So what I think they're trying to
and
do,
and
I
going
think,
to, and going back to Bruce Wayne, like yeah, he like what you saying, like he was a brutal type of person. Yes, he was. He was definitely brutal.
and I
But
think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to. I think they made Batman look too cartoonish, and I blame that for Hollywood. Like Batman and Robin ruined Batman's identity. It took them almost 10 years to bring that reputation back up. So they wanted to make Batman a little bit darker, and in that case, they just made him as violent as they possibly can, with the exception of it being a PG-13 movie. If it was a rated R movie, it would definitely be a lot more violence. Just like right now, if you look at Marvel going to Disney, they can never make another Luke Cage or another Punisher because they can't go back to that violence, bro. Now, if they ever made a Batman that was rated R, guaranteed it will be box office. It will be ground
and
taking.
and that's the thing. Don't get it misconstrued. I liked the movie, but I thought it could have been so much better. Like, all right, for instance, also like with the gadgets, he wasn't even using gadgets like that. He wasn't even using the batarangs. Like, come on, let's talk about the batarangs. He only had one batarang. It was the logo on his chest. The fuck? And he didn't even throw that shit.
Yeah. So what I'm probably thinking is this is probably the early comic book version of Batman, and he's not well tuned yet. Every other Batman has been well defined. He's been a veteran, and this Bruce Wayne is just he's still lost. He wants to fight crime, but he fights it out of rage. He doesn't fight it to get. When his reputation first started, everybody was terrified of the Batman. But if you ever paid attention when he was with the mob and they said, "Who the hell are you?" They really don't know his. They don't have that fear
Yeah, yeah.
reputation
A
there.
few people were saying that, like, they just knew like rumors of him. Like, he wasn't really like well known, so to speak. Only one that really knew him was Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Not
So
Commissioner Gordon, but regular Gordon, regular yeah, because he wasn't the commissioner yet.
so if they do decide to continue it, which they probably will, you may see a better redefined Batman. Because remember, Batman Begins. Batman Begins. Bruce Wayne didn't know what the heck he was doing. He was still in the learning stage.
Right, right.
But when the second
But
one
what,
came
what
out,
Batman Begins, here goes with the Batman Begins. Batman Begins explained more that he was more, a rookie or whatever. Like, they didn't really explain too thoroughly that he was a rookie in this one. Like, he had a reputation of what may have you, but you know, it's like, how can I explain it? It's like he's been around. They people know who he was, and let's really be real. Like, we all know that before he even put on the cape and cowl, he studied everything. Like, he knew how to fight and stuff like that before he put on the cape and cowl and went out there and fought crime. And this one, I'm telling you, he just looked unpolished. Like, he looked like regular, and he looked like a creep too. This dude sitting there looking at Catwoman getting naked, like, yeah, let me see what's going on over there.
I mean, he should be looking at Catwoman like that. Like,
Well, if they was in the same room and she allowed it, now with him across the street looking like a stalker, and then why did he have to take off the Batman costume to do that? Remember, from at first when he went to the Iceberg Lounge, she was in a Batman outfit or whatever, and he followed Selena home. Why did you take off the Batman outfit just to follow her home?
Uh, the
And
same
then he went to
philosophy.
the other rooftop and it was spying on her with the binoculars. That shit was weird. Like we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it.
I like to
Man,
think of
look.
this as an open mind. So check this out. So if you look at it in that perspective, Bruce Wayne was raised by Alfred. He never had a love interest. So that was probably maybe his first interaction he ever had with a woman, if you ever think of it that way.
But that's the first thing you do?
Hey, some people, he's a billionaire. He's isolated. He doesn't have the same lifestyle as a regular Joe would. Look at Clark Kent. When he
Clark Kent is
wasn't,
you already know Clark Kent. He's more of a shy type.
yes,
Clark Kent's more of the klutzy, shy type. Where this dude Bruce Wayne, he's more witty. He's
but
full of confidence.
Bruce Wayne didn't become a playboy until Wayne Enterprise just really exploded. Then he had the reputation of being a womanizer. But I think
What?
this
Wayne
is
has been exploded. Like they was always popping.
If that's the case, he won't be a billionaire.
no,
Wayne Enterprises was always popping.
yeah, but Bruce didn't really benefit from it. He was closed in by Alfred. Alfred raised him. Alfred raised him to be a crime fighter. He was reluctant for him to even get put in the role of Batman, but at the same time, Batman is supposed to be a troubled individual. He has rage. He doesn't know how to handle certain situations.
Yeah,
he was a
yeah. That's
kid,
what I'm saying. When
watched
he's
his parents
Batman,
get murdered. Yeah.
yeah, when he's Batman, that's why when he puts on that suit, like we all been raised on that. Even says to yourself, he was always raised like that. That when he puts on the cape and cowl or whatever, he's a different person, and whatever the case may be. It's just that Hollywood is trying to switch up the story and shit, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not even doing a good job at it. They're not. They
No,
could have
because
mentioned that, like, all right, like for instance, when Alfred and Bruce was having their alone times or whatever, talking in the Batcave. He could have been mentioning that like, oh, it's been years since you went out and had some fun. Won't you have some fun and stop doing this and stop doing that? They didn't even mention that. All they kept doing was talking about Thomas Wayne. You know what I mean? And it was like Thomas Wayne. They were trying to basically focus more on Thomas Wayne than Bruce Wayne.
you got to put a backstory to it. Because think about it, how how many years?
Yeah,
If
so
you don't know
that
Batman now, then you're never gonna learn Batman. Then you also got to think about look who's directing it.
Yeah, who
The,
was the director? That's a good question.
it definitely ain't no guy that followed the comic books when it first came out,
Exactly. Now
1930.
we cooking here. That's what I'm talking about.
that's the director did the same.
Who Nolan?
No, no, not him. He said he was just gonna throw the three Batman movies and he was done, and he stuck by that shit. I'm saying the director now. He did that movie 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. Oh, he did that.
Yeah, he did that. But all
Oh,
the other movies, I didn't know what the fuck they were.
see,
I,
that makes a lot of sense right there. And like I said, I'm not sitting and saying the movie is completely trash. I'm not saying that, but
I hate to say it,
it left
but
so much to be desired.
It was too long.
That's the thing. It didn't have to be 3 hours. It did not have to be 3 hours at all.
oh
It was
man,
probably too long. I was looking at my damn phone, wondering when it was gonna be over.
Snug said it was, the dude name is Matt Reeves. That's the director's name, Matt
yeah,
Reeves.
dude don't even sound like he's 40 years old, so he don't really know the whole backstory to Batman. I hate to say it, the only way for that movie to be completely perfect is if you had the
Matt
actual
Reeves is
writer
over 40.
like a Stan Lee. Stan Lee
He's My
was
lady
like
said he is over 40 years old. She just did the
yeah,
research.
He's
He's
55.
55 years
he's
old.
55. but it ain't like on the level of Stan Lee. Stan Lee was like 60, 70 years old. He was so successful because he created the characters. He knew the backstory. Now, the original writer of Batman, known as the Detective, he's probably dead. So they're not
But
following that
all you gotta
legacy.
do is pick up a comic book.
Or hire people that know about it.
Yeah, like if you want to do a story, whatever, whoever it is, it don't have to be Batman. It can be anybody. Do your research instead of getting a quick cash grab. That's the thing I'm saying. And then you could tell they were taking shortcuts here. Did you like watch? You watched them? I know you had to watch the movie, right?
Yeah.
Like look at Catwoman shit. Catwoman fucking mask look crazy. I'm like, y'all couldn't get a better mask than that. Like the shit look like they just got a normal old Scully and just cut holes in the fucker.
And then,
So I'm gonna be honest with you. The Catwoman character is ruined because they got it right the first time when they had Michelle
Michelle
Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer, yeah, she killed that shit. Yeah,
And also look at the time and era of how Catwoman looked. Sex sells. They too worried about the political. It is so it's too political that I can't even say you can be successful. But when the '90s came out, you was able to put Catwoman in tight leather pants and make her look provocative. You can't do that now because now they feel like comic book movies, comic book
what?
movies and comic books, you
My
gotta
dude, she barely had clothes on in the movie. She
yeah, but they
wasn't really wearing much. She was wearing tight leather and shit.
no,
yeah,
that
but that's the problem.
like
Barely having clothes
making
on
it out
is a
here wearing
difference between having something provocative and making the mind imaginable. Like honestly,
All right.
when you saw Michelle Pfeiffer in Catwoman outfit, you say to yourself, "Damn, I really want to know what that looked like underneath." I always feel the same philosophy. The more
But
you cover it
Shorty
up,
killed it though. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even have much gripe with who played Catwoman. What's her name again?
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, she actually did a better job than Batman.
You
I ain't gonna lie.
bugging. All right, now you're drugs, and this needs to stop with this
Oh
slander.
please, my dude, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Yo, I swear to God, you killed me, Snugs. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, all right. There's so much that I heard in the car that on my way here, I'm like, wow. There were some points that Scott made that I was agreeing with, and then there was some where he kind of like made me feel like I was taking LSD. Here's my
oh,
problem with all this. All right, y'all sit up here and act like this movie wasn't based off of a comic book. It really was. And
yeah,
then on top of that, the movie is pretty much true to the comic that they were basing it off of. Then you fact that listen, the only real problem I really have with the movie is that Batman's voice was too similar to Bruce Wayne's voice. That's the only issue. Robert Pattinson killed it
Both of
as
them was the
Batman.
same. Bruce Wayne
but
and Batman
Batman's
was the
voice
same
always
person,
been the
basically.
same.
Like they didn't even try to
We
switch it up.
it
No,
always
he
been the same.
I
But
just felt like his voice. No, I'm talking about his voice. Like his voice was too similar. I just felt like he was just like when he was Batman, his voice just got a little bit more aggressive. That's it. But
no,
it
his
wasn't.
voice was always the same. But it's not supposed to be like how they did with Christian Bale, like
No, that's the way it
Ra's
needs to
al
be.
Ghul,
That's the way it
what
needs
are
to
you
be.
looking
Yep,
at?
that's the way it should have been. But what y'all also gotta
Put
remember,
on
this is
the
Batman 2 years
mask.
into the whole job. Like this ain't like some. That's why, like when I was sitting here listening
Well,
to
he said,
Sandman say
he said it was, but they never really explained that though.
they
He was like,
did, they
well,
did. But there's a scene.
they did a poor job of explaining it
There's a
because
scene.
trust and believe, I was sitting there and I was watching it. I watched it very thoroughly because I had high expectations. And
They.
trust and believe, like I said, I was not. I'm not
Hey,
saying this,
I
sitting
gotta
there
go, guys.
saying that I hated the movie. I didn't say it was trash.
I
I
know
just
I didn't
said
say it's trash, but like
it left more
you,
to be desired. Man. Like
that's the whole
it was too
point.
much.
It's
It was
supposed
too much
to.
that they could have did.
They can't put everything in the one movie. It's already a 3 hour movie, and they're supposed to
It's
make
only
you.
a 3 hour movie, Snugs. You act like movies normally go for 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, I was not about to sit there for 4 to 5 hours watching Batman, but I just know
Like,
that
it's just a 3 hour movie. Like, it's short. Come on, 3 hours is nothing. They
they
can't
can't.
put a lot in a
They
3 hour
no,
movie.
they can't put all of it. I'm saying like they're supposed to leave you anticipated for the next movie. Like they got to save some. Like John Wick. John Wick don't give you everything he does. That's why the second one was good, the third one was good, and the fourth one's gonna be even fucking better. Like to me, Batman, where the movie where if you remember the scene where Gordon and Batman are going into the mayor's house, he's like, "Man, I've known you for 2 years and you still haven't told me who you are." Like Batman is not even like you said earlier, he wasn't polished. That's the whole point because he's only 2 years into being Batman.
And like what I said from before he put on the cape and cowl, we all know that this dude practiced all the martial arts in the world before he
Yeah,
even got into deep when it came to crime fighting.
but even
He made
Alfred said
sure he was ready.
But even Alfred said that he been training him. He's not listen. He's not only just doing Batman. He's doing it at night. So he's adjusting to coming out at night and staying up long hours. Like he's adjusting to all the abuse he's taken. The fight scenes, the bullet. First of all, I heard you said something about his. Yeah, it's Batman. That's why he can beat the hell out of anybody, and he doesn't need to grab him and throw him or do a special move. He's Batman. He can
No,
just
see, you didn't hear what I was saying. You didn't hear what I was saying. I was saying that normally Batman would not just stand there and take the punishment. Batman will maneuver around and do somersaults and all that to try to
well.
get away from the gunfire.
Well,
We
you're
all
right. But
know
let me
Batman
counter.
is bulletproof,
Well, hold
but
on.
he's
Hold on.
not just going
Let
to
me counter
stand
that.
there and not show no finesse.
Hold on. Let me
That's
counter
something that
that.
Superman would do.
Let me counter that. Well, first of all, he's tougher than Superman. All right. Second of
Oh
all right,
God.
all right. Listen. Let me counter that point. Let me counter that point with this.
Yo,
This is
Scott, you hear this?
This is Batman. Oh, let me hold on. Let me counter the point real quick. This is Batman 2 years in, and he's a very young Batman. So he doesn't really care. Like he said in the movie, he doesn't care what happens to him. He doesn't really care about his body because he knows that he can withstand the damage. It wasn't until he got into like the veteran years when he was been doing it for years and years where he was like, all right, now I gotta be more smarter with my approach to the fight game as opposed to just going head on brute force. So he had to take a smarter approach because he was getting older. That's why Ben Affleck he people love Ben Affleck's character because his Batman was polished because he's
All
already
right.
experienced.
Now, if that was the case, they should have really honed in on that when it came to the storyline. They should have really honed in on that and said, like, you know what? Maybe you need to practice here or practice this.
No,
You
but
know,
they
like
showed
have
that.
Alfred let
They
him know.
showed that. They showed that in the
They rarely said that. They really touched on that.
no,
You would
they didn't.
think that this dude was, in the game for a long time.
They
And
didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't have to. They didn't have to explain it. What they did was, you remember the scene where he jumped off the building with the wingsuit.
right.
That remember when he landed and busted his ass. That's to show that he's not fully mature enough yet in the fight game.
Yeah,
He's
because
still
remember before he jumped off the roof, he got scared to death. He was like, "Oh my
yeah
god!" He got
yeah.
scared of heights. I'm like, "What?
Well,
What are
it
we
wasn't
doing
for
there?
it
Why
was
is he
for
so
a
scared of
second.
heights?"
It was for a second, and even then, he didn't have his wingsuit on, so he had to like take a step back real quick to then put the wingsuit on. And he still did a good job. But like, come on! And then on top of that, he had epic fight scenes, like the scene where he went into the club and fucked everybody up. That scene right there was dope as shit. Like when Penguin came. And by the way, I have yet to hear y'all talk about the Penguin. Penguin killed that whole
Nah, Penguin.
movie.
Yeah, Penguin did his thing. Like I said,
Fucking
Penguin did his thing. Catwoman did his thing, and
and
Riddler did his
Batman.
thing. I didn't like the outfit he was wearing. This dude looked like
No,
he
it's
looked like
perfect.
he was in some BDSM, some
No,
type
it's
of
perfect. Yeah,
bondage type of outfit.
it's supposed to be the beginning, brother, because I think he's gonna be in the next one, but just like, or he might be in the new one eventually, and then he'll get that outfit that everybody's looking at. That
Well,
this is like,
here's the thing. Like I said, that I'm letting you and everybody else know. I'm not saying the movie is whack. I'm not saying that, but it left a lot to be desired, and they should have really honed in on. Look, this is the origins or whatever. They
But
should
it's
have
not really
honed
an
it
origin
in on
story.
that.
Like
It's
we
not because.
Like,
understood
well,
that with
But
Batman.
remember, it's not really an
yeah,
origin
exactly.
story.
Like we understood that with Batman Begins. Batman Begins, you knew that was his origins. We knew, like,
Well, yeah, that's
okay,
different. But like you knew this was the movie that he was going to be already 2 years in because in the movie they even showed that he already came across Joker.
when I thought he came across him well, he didn't come across him, but we seen
No,
the shit at the
right. You
end.
see, you see the end where but basically Batman put him in there. That's why Joker knows about Batman because he's the one that put him in there. That's the whole point of the story was that Joker might be in the second or the third one if they make a third one with Robert Pattinson. But they're thinking about doing the Court of Owls, and then somehow Joker will be a part of that whole thing too. He might come out and break them all free. But to me the you already see Joker in that movie. He's already encountered Batman, so you already know that Batman's already fought some big villains.
Scott, you still there? Yeah, Lord Scott.
He went to sleep.
Tell you that man that movie was a 9 out of 10. I give it a 9 because of that Batman
Good
voice. Other than
night.
that,
Get drunk.
dude, that car chase scene, that Batmobile was probably my favorite. That because I
And
saw
then
it.
that's the thing too. Like, yo, the shit looked hot. Yes, visually, the shit looked fire as fuck. But
Did you
how
see it in
the fuck?
IMAX?
Yeah, shit. I was in the what's the name of that theater?
40X.
It was an IMAX.
Yeah, it was IMAX. Shit.
Oh, it was IMAX. Hell yeah! Then your seat was like because in the IMAX over here where I'm at, like when that Batmobile came on with the engine with the blue flames, the shit pushed my whole body back against the seat, and I started like flying across the room. Like shit was epic, bro. I love that movie.
Yeah, what was the theater you said?
Remember the
Yeah,
rain? And
but
you thought it was in the theater?
yeah, but he be going to do some other shit. Slugs be going to do some shit where they have like, what is it again? Explain to us again. What was
Well,
the name?
I've seen the movie like I've seen it 7 times in the theaters, and I've seen it like 5 times at home because I have a way to get it on my phone. But I
The
saw it
theater.
in
What's the name of the theater that you went to that had
uh
all those effects around you and
well
stuff?
well the company is Regal, but the theater that I went to it had a seating called 4DX. So
40X. Yeah.
so 4DX you're like in an amusement park except your ride is not going anywhere. It's just in the same spot. And you're just like experiencing whatever happened on the screen. Like that scene where he beat up the guys in the beginning, where he beat the shit out of that one dude. Like
Right.
your seat is rocking like crazy in that scene.
Yeah. And he said like you like
On vengeance.
with the rain scenes, the scenes with the rain, like
Yeah,
they
water.
have
Yeah,
water
water.
spraying in your face from
The
the
fog.
back seat.
Whenever there's like fire or smoke, there's fog machine in the arena or in the theater.
Yeah. And I looked it up too. He ain't bullshit. I'm like, word.
Yeah,
We gotta go to that
there's
shit.
a there's another
40X
one I want to
theater.
try. There's another one I want to try where they have 3 screens in one area. So what happens is, like, say Batman's on the right side of the screen, you have to literally look to your right to see him, and then he goes across. It's really cool. I want to try it.
That sounds dope. I'm shit. I'm gonna look and
But
see.
yeah, Colin Farrell did good as Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colin Farrell he didn't even look like Colin Farrell or
Not
sound
at
like him.
all. Like
Like
my
he
peoples on Facebook had told me that was Colin Farrell.
And not only that, he had like the fat personality with him too. Like fat people have a personality, trust me, he killed it.
I won't be surprised if they spent most of the budget on him.
They probably did.
Batman was awesome though. Like Robert
See, look,
Pattinson
here's
killed
the
it.
thing. He looked good in the suit. You know what I'm saying? Like tall. I didn't even know Robert Pattinson was that tall, but he
I
definitely
think it was the boots.
Yeah, he's like 6'4".
he's 6'4" for real.
I think he's like 6'4" or 6'3".
Damn. If that's true, that's crazy. That's
I
tall.
think
That's
he
my
is.
brother.
He has to be. I think he is.
Because Michael Keaton wasn't even that tall, and he made Batman work.
6'1".
He's
Oh, 6'1"?
6'1".
Oh, okay, I was
Yeah.
off a little bit.
Yeah, man. Like I said, like all right,
well,
for instance, right? Like he didn't use his gadgets like that. He used a grappling hook in the
well,
middle of the movie when he escaped the police.
yeah,
And
that's
I'm
all he
like,
needs.
Nah, man, he always used the grappling hook. You know that. He
Yeah,
always used
but
to use that shit.
I think with the gadgets, with the point that you're making with the gadget, I think that's gonna come eventually because remember in the beginning of the movie, Alfred kept telling them like, "Hey, you need to keep appearances to keep the business running, otherwise there won't be nothing
Exactly.
left." So he's eventually when the second movie comes out, he's gonna probably be a better Bruce Wayne in that regard, and then he's gonna have the gadgets. He's probably gonna look for a Lucius Fox to help him. So I think that they're going to introduce a new Lucius Fox. It might be,
Yeah,
might
yeah,
not
it
be.
can't be Morgan Freeman. Yeah, they're not gonna. They're not gonna
Like
use
a
Morgan
younger one,
Freeman.
like a younger dude, since Batman's young.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, he did a good job with the gadgets that he had. The Batarang was pretty dope to see.
No,
Um,
it wasn't. The
and what do you
Batarang
mean?
was a logo on his chest. Like I'm like,
Exactly.
that shit looks so whack. I'm like,
That's oh come
nah,
on.
come
You could
on.
pull come on. Now you know Spider-Man can't fuck with Batman because he could just pull a Batarang off his chest and just throw it at his face.
And Spider Man could throw web out of his wrists. Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
Not
but
all
he'll
of
still
them.
get punched in the face.
Not all of them
No,
can do that.
that's what Batman. Sorry, baby. That's what Batman was getting. He was getting punched in the face all through the movie. I'm like, dag, Batman.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he
could
was
take
getting
the
his ass
punches.
whipped.
He wasn't getting his ass
And
whooped.
then Catwoman, horny ass, when they was
Nah,
about to all die, she was like, "Before we
nah.
all die, let me just tongue kiss
What
you."
about what about Christian Bale when he got his ass whooped by Bane?
Who?
Christian Bale when he got his ass whooped by Bane.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, well, that
That's what
was
was
a
supposed to
that's
happen
one of
though,
the
because
yeah,
that
but
made sense.
like you make it seem like Robert Pattinson got his ass whooped like that.
Oh well, I won't say that, but he was getting his ass beat, and it was like he
He
wasn't
took
even.
a few punches.
I'm telling you, he man, look, you can go to any other Batman, you see this dude trying to maneuver and like dodge and duck and come on, man. We all know how Batman gives it up. Batman is just gonna stand there and just let you wild out on him.
His younger self maybe because he didn't care about his own body. I like the fact that this new movie made it more about his detective skills.
And then that's the other thing. This dude is sitting there. What you gonna say? Go ahead, man.
What detective skills? All he did was solve murder
What?
most of the time,
That's
and
detecting.
he didn't.
That's the
And that's the other thing too. It's like, yo, how the fuck sit there and not even know what a rat with wings is? I'm like,
because
are
it
you
was in
serious?
Spanish. It was in Spanish. And then when
He
he said,
knows how to speak Spanish. Oh my god, he
well,
knows how to speak Spanish.
he knew him as Stool Pigeon, but the thing about it was he didn't think that it was referring to him as Batman because he felt that he had nothing to do with the case.
He
Remember
didn't know what L was in English. Like
no, that's no.
even Penguin was like,
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
even
saying.
Penguin was like, "Are you serious? Y'all got to be the most dumbest detective
No,
ever."
no, because it's the way how the Riddler worded it. He was trying to say URL. He thought he was saying you are the Rata, but he was telling him URL and then Rata Lada was the website. That's why Batman got confused because it wasn't that he had bad Spanish.
He's an idiot.
No, it was that him and Alfred thought that he was saying El Ratalada. He thought that either A, Riddler was bad in Spanish, or B, that he felt that it was actually what it meant to say. But the fact that he found out that URL, it was actually letters, not words. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shit, one of
URL.
the things in this movie. Can you explain why Penguin never went to jail for the shit he did on the highway and for
Mm.
pulling a gun out
Because Batman.
on a whole bunch of cops?
Because Batman. Because you want to know why? Because Batman, he helped them find a reason to find Riddler. Remember, Batman was chasing him and all
How
this
That
does
stuff.
still
how,
doesn't matter. He
how does
still
that?
should
What
go
does
to
that mean?
jail.
How Penguin doesn't go to jail for basically causing that huge wreck, killing multiple people? What
In
does
the
that have to do with the
fucking
Riddler?
right.
Because, well, I mean, I felt like in that
Penguin
moment,
didn't. Go ahead.
I was gonna say in that moment, I felt like Riddler was the more important piece. Like they didn't give a fuck about Penguin because they had nothing on him really.
He killed multiple people. What do you mean you don't care about
No,
that?
I'm
They keep
saying
on he's a mass murderer.
I'm saying that Penguin was there, Batman was there, but Gordon wasn't. If Gordon was there, he would have fucking arrested. Well, then again,
Gordon
Gordon.
was there. Gordon was right there when it was
No,
interrogating him.
he wasn't on the highway when the explosion happened.
Oh my god, yo. Shut up, yo. Now you caping, yo. Yo,
Come
now
on.
you really caping.
Okay, but what about him pulling that gun out on Falcone around all them cops? He didn't get arrested.
But he didn't shoot. He didn't shoot. That was Riddler.
He still pulled the gun out. That's an attempt.
Nah, but this Gotham City. You don't know. We don't know the gun laws there.
Yeah, really?
Gotham is New York. You know how the gun laws is.
Would have had that nigga look like Swiss cheese.
Oh, by the way, since you mentioned that, by the way,
He pulled out a cell phone. This nigga pulled out an actual gun and tried to kill somebody.
In front of all the whole precinct.
Yeah, but he proved that he didn't shoot the gun. It's a because remember, you gotta also remember too, all the cops that Penguin, like you're saying that he should have been arrested for the highway chase and for him pulling out the gun, all the cops are corrupted. So it wouldn't have mattered if Penguin went to jail or not, because probably somehow he would have found a way to get back out.
But you can't say that though, because
they arrested Falcone.
Those are the cops that wasn't corrupted.
Yeah, they arrested Falcone because everything came out to light. It's kind of like one of those situations where, like, I can cover up for you as much as I can, but as soon as everybody finds out the truth, I can't do much for you, kind of thing. So, like, all those cops are there. Yeah, they're there to arrest him, but they could have.
Hold on, right? Because right before he came out, they came out the lounge. Falcone was like, "Oh, what you gonna do? Like, all y'all work for me." And then I think Batman said, "Oh, but they don't." And that's when he walked outside, and the precinct was out there. Like, I guess the good cops was out there. So
Falcone,
they wasn't on Falcone.
But Falcone didn't look like he was scared to go to jail because he figured that he would probably get up because he has so many cops under his payroll. He has judges. He has the whole system. Remember, Gil Colson said that the whole system is involved. So this shit is gonna go up. Everybody.
I got an issue with the Riddler. Why is he sitting there making it seem like it was Thomas Wayne's fault that he's a fucking orphan?
Because he had something to do with the renewal. He was part of it. He's one of the founding fathers. Their family is part of the whole reason for Gotham, them and the Arkhams. So he felt like him adding on, and it wasn't just him going after Thomas Wayne. He's going after anybody who was corrupted, who did shady business.
Well,
and
how was he corrupted if he donated money? Like, they did that shit after he passed away.
He was corrupted because he was fucking with Falcone.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he also got the reporter killed, but the Riddler didn't know that Thomas Wayne didn't want the Riddler killed or the reporter killed. He felt like he thought that he got the reporter killed on purpose, that he ordered Falcone to kill him because he had dirt on him. But Alfred told the truth to Batman and said, no, that's not what happened. He didn't think that Falcone would kill the reporter. And when he did that, Falcone thought that he had Thomas Wayne in his pocket.
This shit made me want to watch Gotham.
Yo, how much seasons Gotham got? It's 6, right? Or 5?
I fell off on it, so I haven't watched it, but it looks pretty good.
I only got to like the 2nd season. Not even.
I think it's all on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
It's a great movie.
I like Jada Pinkett as Fish Mooney.
Yeah, she's
all right.
What? You don't like Fish?
No, she's all right. I didn't like the fact that she cut her own eye out. That shit was really weird, but
that's how much of a gangster she was. Like, Fish was about it. 5 seasons. Okay, 5 seasons.
I love this new Batman though. I think out of 10, I give it a 9.5.
I know
it's probably the best superhero movie since.
No, it is not. Yo,
since Endgame. And I love Justice League. I love the Justice League, the Snyder version. I love it.
I gotta see that though. I gotta see Justice League.
Listen, you have to. If you watch the original one that the asshole came out with, because remember, I think it was Snyder, he was supposed to direct it and he finished it, but the problem was his daughter died. So he had to go attend to that, and they switched directors, and he fucked the whole thing up. So that's why they were like, restore the Snyderverse. Snyder, he made a 3-hour movie that it looks similar to the original Justice League movie, but there's a lot of stuff added to it that you could tell, like, holy shit, like they changed Wonder Woman's theme song. Her theme song is way more epic in the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
The ending to the whole movie is way different than what they had. They had a lot more added stuff to it, and I just felt like that movie is really good. Even the others Justice League is good, but it's nowhere near as the Snyderverse one.
Man, you already know the Justice League cartoons is fire. Ain't nothing like the Justice League cartoons.
So are you gonna go see Black Adam?
Yeah, what's wrong with Black Adam? I like Black Adam.
No, we definitely gonna go see that. Shit.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
So
that
Rock
one.
is still playing Black Adam?
I can't wait to see y'all shit on that movie though.
In the trailers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, so The Rock is definitely playing Black Adam. Let's get it.
And then you saw my man Robert Pattinson walking in the hallway in the dark, and all you saw was the muzzle flash from the guns, and he was eating them shit.
Nah, that shit was hot. Nah, that was like the best scene in the whole movie. When it was all dark and all you see was the gunfire. That shit was hot. I have no quarrels with that one scene right there. That was like the best scene in the whole movie.
I don't know about best scene. It's one of them, but I don't know about the best. It's up there.
What you think is the best scene in the movie?
I don't know. You can add the whole entire car chase. You can add
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The car chase was hot, but it's like, yo, how the fuck is Penguin's car really dipping on the Batmobile? Like, come on.
Because he's dipping through traffic.
Had a real nice car, but this is the fucking Batmobile, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but he's dipping through traffic, and he's on the opposite side of the road.
It's the fucking Batmobile. It don't matter. The Batmobile, come on. Like, what car is faster than the Batmobile?
He wasn't going faster. He was just driving a little bit, like, I guess, better for the beginning, because he's causing havoc for Batman to get around, because, you know, and then Batman has to maneuver whatever he does and get around civilians and then finally get to him. I thought it was dope. It's a great scene.
Visually, it looked good. It did. It really did. But
I was hoping they was gonna kill that mayor bitch. I couldn't stand her. She was annoying.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on. We gotta agree with the mayor.
Who?
Now. Come on. The black chick.
Oh, Bella Real. I don't really care for her that much.
Exactly. Yeah. There we go. As long as we agree on that bitch. That bitch was annoying as fuck.
Well, she was kind of like, I don't know, stupid at the end. I just felt like
she was like, oh, we gotta stop being like this. We gotta stand up for ourselves. She just walked out there. You think she was gonna do something? And just got shot.
I don't mind. I didn't mind her getting shot. I honestly didn't. But here's my problem with her getting shot, and this is what I don't understand. You see, Riddler was all about going after corrupt officials. So is he implying that she's corrupt because they shot her on purpose?
Maybe they was tired of her too. They was annoyed too. Like, I'm tired of this bitch. Blah, bitch.
No, I don't think he was bloodthirsty, because I don't know, that to me he doesn't seem like the type to get like, oh, I killed one, I got to keep killing more. Like, he seems like they said earlier, he doesn't make mistakes. So he did.
Thing, though, what was the point of shooting her if she's not the one that's corrupt?
Maybe she is, unless he knows something that we don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like maybe the dude, whoever it is, was just tired of her shit.
Because remember, he had plenty of time. Yeah, he had plenty of time.
It was a surprise. He had a whole crew of motherfuckers that dressed the same.
He had a bunch of times where he could have killed Gordon.
Hold on, one at a time. You babe, go ahead. You go first. You said
maybe like the shooter just matters into the old hands, because by that time that dude was in the psych ward.
Okay, now what you say now, Snugs?
I was saying that he could have killed Gordon a long time ago if he was bloodthirsty, but he left him alone because he wasn't corrupt.
He definitely could have. And remember, Batman even said that. He was like, "Oh, yada yada yada." He was like, "Oh,
he left you. Why not?
Yeah.
You're not corrupt.
You're not corrupt.
Riddler's the match, and this Gotham's the keg, and Riddler's the match."
And I like the traps, the Riddler traps. That was pretty cool. Give me
I
that
thought
nice
Gordon was funny
visual
though at
feeling.
times. Remember the part where Gordon got hacked? Shit was funny. He's like,
Yeah, he just
ah.
started sending that shit to everybody. He's like, oh shit, you gonna send this shit?
He's like, I'm gonna catch hell for this. Oh, Pete's gonna have. Or he's like, you punched me in the face, and then you take this key and go out the door and head up to the roof. And then he's like, yeah, you could have held that punch. I
I
did.
did.
I did.
That part was funny. That part, like I said, I liked the movie, but it could have been way better. Like I was nice. You know what I'm saying? I gave the movie, what was it, a 7 out of
Wow,
10?
you're on drugs. That's a 9 at least an 8.
I gave it a 7, dog.
Wow.
My lady, she was more critical. What
Wow.
you gave the
This
movie,
is
Cam?
literally better
A
than
6, and I'm standing by it.
wow.
But shit.
That's
And she
insane.
knows Batman. We know Batman. That's what I'm saying.
That's
We know
insane.
Batman.
That's
Like when it comes to
insane.
Batman, there's so much left to be desired. Like, yo, you want to be like, yo, this dude
That's
did this. We
insane.
supposed to been like, we was not pumped. We was not pumped when
Oh
we left the theater. We
man.
was not pumped.
I was
That
ready.
opening monologue, bro. That opening monologue when after the Riddler kills the mayor and then they go right into Batman with that music playing, and that whole monologue is just
You don't
beautiful.
think that little boy gonna be Red Hood?
No. He's not. He has nothing to do with. He has nothing to do. The mayor's son, I think, is going to be a villain, but I don't think he's going to be Red Hood or. Some people thought he was going to be Robin. It's not
Yeah, me
Robin.
too. I thought it was gonna be because I thought. Remember, you talked about it in the other episode of the Council Roundtable. I thought you was basically saying that like teasing that he was gonna be Robin.
Yeah, he's not. He's not Robin. The director already confirmed that. Um, but he to me, like the whole movie is spectacular from start to finish. There's not a boring part of it. I love the fact that Batman went.
I won't say it bored me either. I won't say it didn't bore me, but it was certain parts here and there. I'm like, oh come on.
I thought you would have complained about something silly like, oh, how was he in front of Gil Colson and the bomb exploded and he was right in front of it and he didn't die too.
Oh, I was getting to that. I was there, but you
I'm
can't
glad you
really.
didn't because there's
Hold
an
wait.
explanation for it.
I had to catch myself because this suit is actually explosion proof.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah, it's Batman.
They're trying to charge Batman with attempted murder when he's not even the one that put the bomb on his neck.
You got a
Yeah,
point.
but they don't know because he's a vigilante.
If vigilante or not, they standing there looking at the incident. Like it's pretty.
Exactly. Clearly, the dude on the phone is the one that put the shit on his neck.
Like
Yeah, but they don't know that
they
Batman's a part
they
of it.
watching the whole shit go down.
Exactly. Not only that, the Riddler that killed
Yeah, but okay.
before
I
this
could tell you I'm not the shooter, and then somebody else has a gun too. But then I pull out my gun because I made you believe.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Snubbs.
they don't know that Batman's working with Riddler or not. That's why they were like treating them a certain way.
My dude, if he was working with Riddler, why would he be so close to the bomb?
That's what I'm saying though. Is that like how many times have you seen movies where people play the part so well and at the end they're like, "Oh, you thought it was him the whole time"?
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
dude didn't want to give up the rap.
And if Batman
Yeah.
was with the Riddler, why was he giving him the answers?
What do you mean?
Remember when this dude was he kept asking. Turn that down. Turn that down.
My
real
bad.
quick.
My phone was ringing.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Remember when this dude kept answering all the riddles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 3
That's
riddles in 2
basically
minutes.
what my lady was asking, like, if he was working with the Riddler, why would he keep answering all the riddles?
Maybe they couldn't hear what was going on. They could only see because they didn't have like a. It wasn't like they can hear anything. They were just watching.
From the outside.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were watching from the app. But that doesn't matter because they don't know he's still a vigilante. He probably has something to do with it because he's always involved with whatever Riddler's writing to him.
If he's a vigilante, then why didn't they arrest him all the chances they got to arrest him then?
Why didn't?
Chances to arrest Batman, and they never did.
Because they can't because he's Batman.
I agree with him on that one. You can't just arrest
Come
Batman.
on. That one dude.
That one, right?
I love the part where the dude thought he could take off his mask.
Walk up to him. Be like, you're under arrest. He's like, yeah, all right, fuck out of here.
I like the part where the dude tried to take off his mask and then he got punched in the chest for it. And then like, I got you insulted on the officer. Well, no, you got me insulting 3. I was like, oh, that's gangster.
Yeah.
That's gangster, right? That's Batman.
My lady just had that boy. He was like, what did he say? I'm like, yeah. He said, make it 3 or make it 2. He's like,
But he was like, no. He punched the one dude in the chest. He goes, great. Now I got you assaulting an officer. He goes, no, you got me assaulting 3.
Yeah,
like, oh, that's gangster. That's gangster.
That part was funny.
That's gangster. And then Gordon just threw him up against the wall and he was like, hey, that's not how we do things around here.
Yo, I'm trying to remember where that dude is from.
Who? Gordon? Man, that's Jeffrey Wright. How do people not know him?
No, I know him, but I forgot what, because he played in other movies and shows.
Okay, I'm about to go down a list for you because I'm a huge fan of his. All right, he's played in what that fuck movie with Jake Gyllenhaal? Source Code. He was in Source Code. He was in Boardwalk Empire. He was in Shaft. He was in what else?
That's the dude. Is that dude that Shaft was trying to get? The one that was stabbing himself in the street?
Peoples Hernandez. Yep, that's him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's not black, but he's Mexican.
I think he's half black. He's like half black, half Puerto Rican.
He Blexican.
I don't know if he's Mexican. I thought he's Puerto Rican.
Oh, I thought he was Blexican.
I think he's like half black, half Puerto Rican. But he's a great actor. I think he's also in Westworld.
Yeah, he's good. He did a good job. He did a good job. And
he did a hell of a job playing Gordon.
But like the thing that killed me though is like we all know Batman for working alone. Also, you know Batman always works alone, but it's like he always needed Gordon around with him.
Yeah, he likes Gordon because he trusts him because he's not corrupt.
Yeah, but at the same token, you know Batman for the most part works alone. He hates when people tag along.
Yeah, remember?
Motherfuckers like,
he showed that in the movie.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, he showed that in the movie.
I don't remember him saying that. Who told that?
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple of scenes. There's the one scene where Catwoman shows up and they didn't expect her to be there, and he was like, "We got this situation just got complicated." He goes, "Want me to handle it?" He goes, "No, I'll take it from here." Goes and handles it himself. There's another scene in the movie where Catwoman went to go chase after Falcone. And then Gordon's like on the roof with Kenzie, like, "Hey, I'll come with you." He goes, "No, I have to do this alone, or my way, or some shit like that."
Not the bad.
Yeah, he's always doing it his way, man. He tags Gordon along whenever he has to do detective stuff, but he doesn't tag him along when he has to do some fucked up shit.
Well, Catwoman, she was all about that smoke. She was tired of sparing motherfuckers. She's like, "Look, I'm ready."
She was fucking people up. She was fucking people up in that movie.
Yeah, she was, and only thing I ain't like is that she didn't have her whip because Catwoman is known for having her whip.
Oh, this is early on Catwoman. She's gonna get that eventually.
It's the origin story. Like I said, they should have explained it even better. That this is the origin.
If I would have known,
it's not really an origin.
I still give it a 6. But if I would have known that, then I would.
You should have known that this was 2 years in. They tell you that. They tell you.
I don't remember them saying that. Like,
I don't either.
Really, because I'm telling you,
I was in there the whole time.
We was watching it thoroughly. We was watching this shit. We ain't fall asleep or nothing. We was watching it. That's what I'm like. Movie. What the fuck? And then Falcone ended up being Catwoman's father. I'm like, oh god. What we doing? This is what we going here now.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's everything wrong with that.
Oh my god!
It's random. The shit was random.
It fits the bill.
Like, it was like a cop out. It's like they wanted to put Catwoman in there, basically just for she needed a reason to be there. Because if she wasn't Falcone's daughter, it wouldn't have been no need for her. No, I wonder what she would have been. Batman slut. No, fucking, she coming up here like,
babe, she was looking for her friend.
Yeah.
Fuck her friend. Her friend was nobody. Who cared about her?
She cared about her.
Got her clearly.
Oh wow, who cares? Like she went, but when even she didn't even care about her after a while. She was like, okay, I'll find her. She's dead.
I mean, what that she got closer. Now she knows she's gone. But if she didn't care, she would have sat there and started blasting in that fucking thing at Falcone. It was a
Yeah, because she figured out he's the one that killed her.
Exactly. So how could she not care then?
She
And
wanted. Go ahead, Snows. Go ahead.
she went on a rampage when she found out that she died. Like she cared, and she went out of her way to
Well,
go find her.
I said, a majority of the people didn't care. She cared,
Oh,
but
I
it
mean,
all tied in. That's why they had to make her related to Falcone to make it all stick. Because what if she was just there to be like, "Oh, I'm here to avenge my friend," and Falcone wasn't the one that killed her? Nobody wouldn't have cared about either one of them, Shorty or Catwoman.
I don't know about that.
That she would have still looked for the girl.
Yeah, she's.
It had to tie into everything, though. That's what I'm saying.
You sound
It
like
didn't.
listener.
There's
I'm
nothing wrong
trying
with her
like I
being
know how to
related to
tell
Falcone.
stories.
First of all,
So you mean to tell me? All right. So y'all mean to tell me if this? Go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
Catwoman had her own shit, and so did Batman, and they was working together. Now she found the girl was dead. Then she found out how the bitch died and seen her body. That shit is traumatizing.
I understand it, but you
All
know,
she was trying to do was get the girl out the fucking country. She couldn't even do that. They took her passport and all that shit.
Yeah.
She didn't need Falcone to be her daddy for her story to stick.
but that's yes,
But
they did. Because why would people care?
Because
it's just an added incentive. That's all it is. It's just her being related to Falcone is just added incentive to the story. That's all. She still would have cared. She still would have mattered if she wasn't related to him.
right.
Oh no, I doubt that.
Because it's Catwoman.
Because Falcone, the chica's coming home to roost for him. Batman was after him, and so was Catwoman for two different reasons. She would have still been relevant had that man not been her father.
It's a great movie. I get it's.
You know what? I'm gonna have to disagree on that part.
It's a great movie.
What gripes you have? What gripes you have with the movie, babe? Matter of fact, before you even say, I know you gotta have another gripe with the movie, Snugs. You can't. Come on now, my dude. Like,
so like
I know you know about Batman. I know you've been a long time fan of Batman.
My main issue is the voice, like I said earlier, because I felt like he could have had. But the only reason why I don't really have a big issue with the voice after I started thinking about it was because I was like, well, in the beginning I was like, well, he sounds too similar. But then I started thinking about like, well, he's only 2 years into the role, so it makes sense for him to not have that voice yet. But eventually he'll get it, and so.
Hard liquor yet.
So I just think that a little bit more puberty he'll go through, and he'll finally have that dark, deep voice.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my god, he's puberty. This dude was like 35 years old. Like
he just needs to add a little bit more to his voice on Batman than Bruce Wayne. And then, okay, you know, that was my only issue really. Outside of that, like everything that you brought up that you have a gripe with, like the explosion that he survived from, that's obvious because he's Batman, so I can answer for that. Also the scene where he got shot with the Uzi and somehow he was in the Batmobile the next scene, that made sense because he's Batman. Also there's a scene where what else he did?
Okay, with the whole explosion scene, how does this nigga not have any fucking burn marks on the part that exposed, the lower part of his face?
Because he's Batman.
That's not an excuse.
But when it comes to his lackluster fighting skills, you got an excuse for that though. Everything else,
watch this.
You got an excuse for, but
watch this. So in Batman versus Superman, right? When Superman threw him through a building and through a whole other building.
I didn't see Batman versus Superman, so I wouldn't know the answer to this question.
Well, pretty much, Superman pretty much put the paws on Batman in the beginning of the movie, right? So if that's the case, how come Batman's chest ain't caved in? He ain't dying, and he's fucking Batman. He's Batman.
But then Batman wasn't Batman wearing that armor, that ultra
armor?
The
Yeah.
Superman shit. So
And he,
what do
he
you
he wore
mean?
a suit that was like one of the
Remember,
greatest
we
suits
all come
ever.
on, and all the Batman fans know. All the
You
Batman
know,
fans know that he made a suit
you know,
particularly for Superman. This is in case some
yeah.
people start wigging
But
fuck
like you know that suit, right? You know it's a badass suit when you have time to make your eyes in that suit glow.
out.
Like, he had time to make that happen.
Yeah, and the suit's supposed to have kryptonite. It's supposed to have kryptonite in the suit.
No, he had kryptonite in a smoke bomb, which was epic. How you do
Yeah.
that? He had kryptonite in a smoke bomb, and then he did that, and then started putting paws on Superman, and made everybody in the theater sit right back down. Like, which I thought this was a Superman movie? Nah, this is Batman. This is a
Well,
Batman
I
movie.
gotta give it to
Batman.
Snugs though. My dude Snugs. Well, you would have been a great lawyer, Snugs. I swear.
Right. And they gonna defend these trash
Like he
movies.
would. He would. That's why I love having these debates with this dude. I ain't gonna hold you because his shit. You should be sounding outlandish, but you would have a thorough reason. You know, what I mean, from time to time to be like, like okay, this is why I like it, and you will give a thorough analysis of what may have you.
It's a beautiful movie.
Like
I don't know how y'all can shit on it.
like because they didn't really thoroughly explain that it was
They
his
did not
origins.
explain it
Now,
in the
if they
book.
would have exactly, if they would have thoroughly explained that,
Oh, let me
then
explain. Let me ask you this: if they make another movie, right, and they give you flashbacks to his origin, would you be happy with that?
Yes.
no, because it'll be too late by then. They should have
But
did
they
it in this one.
no, because this is already 2 years in. They're trying to
It's already
solve.
too late. That's like if the Dark Knight was to do some shit like that.
Okay,
It's like if the
so
Dark Knight
okay,
was to show flashbacks of
okay.
Batman
I
Begins.
I know what you wanted. You wanted the way how Christian Bale's trilogy went. You know, with the first one being the origin, the second one being like maybe 10 to 15 years in, and the third one him being like,
No, no. See, y'all not hearing me. Well, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted, right? Like I said, the movie was decent. The way how it could have been better is less plot holes and better action when it comes to how
there
Batman
was great
is.
action.
Like, yeah,
People,
the action could have been better though. It could have been. That's what I'm trying to
what do you
understand.
mean?
Like, what do you mean? This dude could have been on some shit like, yo, pulling out the batarangs, hold that, throw bad batarangs. Then after that, run up the wall, catch a
Did you?
dude with a spin kick,
What about
pow.
that
Then
club
after that,
scene?
do a backflip off a balcony, catch
What?
this dude, boop, 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 with a combo. A
What
dude trying
about?
to throw a punch, he grabbed that dude's arm,
What
break
about?
that
What
arm.
about the club scene where he kicked everybody's ass?
That shit was hot. I liked it.
That's act. That's great action. He
Uh,
beat people
that's
up with their own
that's
weapon.
the thing. Like it could have been more. Snugs. It could have been more. You're not hearing me.
I think he
He's
was.
more like Batman is more than just punches.
He was beating the fuck out of people so badly that nobody. He didn't have to flip or do all this extra cool stuff because they were already either fucked up or
Batman
dead.
is an extra cool guy. What do you mean?
Yeah,
That's what he does.
he beat the
Batman is
shit out
all
of
about
everybody.
finesse.
Batman, this Batman showed his true. Yeah, remember this is 2 years in, so he's vengeance. He's not really Batman. Batman.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He's not understanding what I'm saying. Like you saying that, it makes a little bit more sense. It does make a little bit more sense. Like, oh, he's how inexperienced he is and how emo he is.
I don't know about
That
emo.
okay, whatever. You know what I mean? You can get away with that to a certain extent. But like I was saying from before this dude got serious with the Cape and Cow, before he put that suit on,
Hmm.
he knew like, yo, I'm ready. I'm not gonna just basically put myself out there when I'm not ready. He knew when he was ready. He went around the world.
I mean, he in this Batman, it seemed like he didn't. He trained himself to be just ready enough, not like fully ready. Like he's still figuring out as he goes. If you listen to him, like remember in the beginning, he's kind of like reading his own diary. That's kind of like you can hear him talking about that kind of stuff. Like he's turned into a nocturnal animal. He's trying his best to adjust to the night and be a part of the shadows. He's
Yeah.
still figuring it out, and you can tell like he's got the fighting moves. He's got some of the things down, but there's moments where you can tell like his age is a factor. Like he's still immature in some parts. Like when he busted his ass in that wingsuit or
Yeah,
like
he should
there's just
have died right there. Actually,
there's another scene too where well, he's Batman. There's another scene too where remember when Riddler was in the window and he shot Falcone and Batman went after him after they found out there was a shooter in the window. Remember, if you look closely, in that scene, Batman grapple hooks into that window, and when he went
I
in
love
through the
that part.
window,
Yeah, when he came to the crashes through the window and he kicked the door down. I
yeah,
love that part.
but it
That's
looked like
Batman.
it looked like he busted his ass. So that just shows you that he doesn't even have that down yet. Like
Mm.
he's still getting, better and better with it. It just takes a little bit more time. Like they didn't show Batman perfected. They showed him like with some flaws, but like still enough to be like, oh, okay, he's still not to be fucked with, but he has some flaws, but he's still not to be fucked with.
Okay.
He's a student in the game, and Alfred's gonna teach him more.
Yeah, still a 6.
I guess
And
I give it a 7. I give it a 7.
Andy Serkis did a good job as Alfred.
And that's the
Uh
thing. Before we get up out of here, like we all know Batman for being a dick, being an asshole, being mean,
huh.
and but when it comes to Alfred, he's always nice and cool, and he always appreciates Alfred. And this
Okay.
one, it was the complete opposite.
What do you
He
mean?
was treating Alfred like a complete dick.
No, nah. Just for one scene. Well, technically two, because he thought that his
Yeah,
father.
keep racking him up. Yeah,
No,
keep
no,
racking him up.
no,
That was one,
because
that was two. Go ahead, keep going.
no, because the second one I was thinking of was when he was in the hospital and he had just found out that his father got a man killed, but Alfred had to tell him the truth about why his father did what he did. So like he kind of treated him like a dick, but that was only in moment. Like the first one was obviously the beginning because he was like, "Stop, Alfred, you're not my father." He's like, "I'm well
Yeah.
aware." Like he was just like, let me do my Batman thing. Don't tell fucking Batman he can't be Batman. That's Alfred's fault.
Oh man.
Alfred shouldn't be telling Batman he needs to be Bruce Wayne. Alfred should be worrying about Alfred things.
Yo, before we go, I wanted to ask you: was that dude that played Alfred? Was he the same dude from Black Panther, one of the villains?
I don't know if he played in Black Panther. I do know for a fact that he played in Planet of the Apes. He played Caesar.
Oh, okay.
He put on all those he put
That's
on the
why
suit.
he's in that movie.
Yeah.
Because the director, he directed one of the Planet of the Apes in 2014.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, if you notice, like in movies, whenever like a certain director or a cast member, you'll see them with the same cast members. Usually, like what's a good example? Like
Wayans.
no.
Tyler Perry. Yeah.
Well, that's another one. But what's the one I'm thinking of? Like if Ben Affleck, he did a movie with Jeremy Renner, and then like, oh, this is my man's right here, so we're gonna do two more movies. Same thing with Matt Damon. Him and Matt Damon were doing movies because they were friends together, and they're like, oh, I guess you just part. Like you'll
Right.
notice like certain groups of people in Hollywood will do like a few movies together and then kind of like branch off a little bit, but then come back. They like you usually see them with the same
Like
people.
Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
Wedding
yeah, like
Crashers.
yeah, Wedding Crashers, and then they did that Google movie. You know what I'm saying? Like they stick together if it works.
Oh
Like the
shit!
way,
One more example, like the Jonah Hill crew.
yeah,
Jonah Hill and
like Scorsese.
Well, yeah,
Look at
Seth
like
Scorsese.
Rogen and all.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
Judd
look at
Apatow, he always gets the same
Yeah,
people.
the Judd Apatow, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, all of them.
yeah,
Greg Robinson.
and
They
like
all
you
they're like a family.
and then like you'll see like what's his fucking name? The fucking Martin Scorsese. He did a movie with
Mhm.
Leonardo DiCaprio, and then he does another one, because he's like, this is my guy right here, because he's done a good job. Like he did a good job for The Departed, and then he's doing a good job with
I love Departed.
uh
I love
what's
that.
that movie?
That movie is so good. I love The Departed.
Yeah, and he did the Wolf of Wall Street with him. So you know,
Another movie I love.
I still haven't watched it.
You
oh,
gotta
it's
watch
really
it.
good.
Yeah, you watched it without me. I feel betrayed.
No, it's on Pluto for free too. You can watch it on Pluto.
Oh, word? Okay, nice. They
Yeah,
should
I mean,
have.
It's
it
on
has come.
Netflix too. I just ain't watched
Oh,
it
it's on
yet.
Netflix. Oh shit, I didn't know that. It's a really good movie, just like the Batman. Um, you
Well,
know,
let me let you go, my dude. You know, my laptop is about to die.
uh,
What's the next time you go on live, my dude? It's been a minute.
probably the next couple of minutes because I was gonna just keep working, but since I'm already home, I might as well just stay for the rest of the day and go back out there early. I'm probably gonna play either baseball, sack boy, or something. I'll go live in a couple of minutes. You just come over and watch me.
All right, all right.
But
I
make
gotta
sure you
charge my
actually,
laptop though.
but make sure you watch me and don't be like, oh, it's sack boy. I'm only gonna give this about 2 minutes and I'm out.
You already know I am.
No,
Fucking oh yeah, I got my lady. I got the Switch and shit, so I'll be playing it. You know, I had
you got
downloaded,
PlayStation, right?
huh?
You got PlayStation, right?
Yeah, I got the PlayStation and Switch both.
Well, my connection down here is kind of fucked up, so I may be able to play with you on Grand Theft Auto. I may lag out. I don't know, but I have pretty good.
Snap.
But there's other
Yeah,
games we
yo,
can play.
just all you gotta do, same name, Lord of Sandman. Just send me an
No, I
invite.
have you. I have you as a friend on there.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool. There you go.
Yeah, we played Grand Theft Auto, I think, before once.
No, I don't think we have.
Yeah, I was the black
No,
dude
I'm
with the
sorry.
raccoon
No,
hat.
no. My dude Snugs. Yo, thanks for joining me, my dude. Like, it
Hmm.
was a great debate about the Batman.
Yeah,
And Snugs, he gives it a 9 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10. My lady gives it a 6 out of 10.
we don't
So
count that six.
ultimately, it's a good movie. It's worth checking out. It really is worth checking out.
It's
More than
worth checking it out.
once.
Do it like me. Do it like me. Watch it 7 times in the theater.
Oh, you just brainwashed at this point.
I guess they this dude Matt Reeves is paying Snugs light
I
bill.
saw. I saw it. I saw it like 4 times in IMAX.
Trash content like Snuggles.
I saw it like.
WWE and Batman. I bet you like Black Panther too, huh?
What's
That,
wait?
we're not gonna go. We're not gonna
Wait,
go
what?
there.
I do like Black Panther. What's wrong with the Black?
We're not
You
gonna
mean
go.
the
We're
movie?
not going to go there. That's for another show.
The movie's good,
Excuse my lovely lady.
but it's not better than Batman. Okay,
Black
let me ask you
Panther,
this:
I'm
Is,
Batman is
is
hard.
Batman better than any Marvel
Black
movie?
Panther is trash.
Yo,
Okay,
hold
let me. Oh,
on.
okay. Before you go, let me ask you this question, Sandman.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
What
ahead. Go
what's
ahead.
better? What's better since they both came out the same year, Batman or No Way Home?
No Way Home. That's not even
No
Oh,
way home, man.
oh,
What?
competition.
I don't know.
Come on. You know
I
what?
don't know.
I'm
I
up
don't
out of
That's
know.
here,
not even
B.
This
competition.
Snugs,
you
I
had to
gotta
get
charge
three.
my. I gotta charge. Oh, here go Nate. God damn, I can't even say.
Yeah, come
Hold
on,
on,
Nate. Come on, come on. You know you got to get Nate up in here because Nate is like,
Hold
yo, he
on.
going.
Y'all talk, and I gotta charge my laptop. Hold on, y'all
You know,
go ahead.
you can jump down and jump right back up once you get a new device to click back on.
Yo, Nate, what's goody?
What's up, man? What's going on?
I know you see the title. You know the vibes.
Did you see Batman
Batman? No, I didn't see it yet. I'm gonna probably try to see it next week.
It's
tonight?
gonna be spoilers, yo. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be
I don't
spoilers.
care. I'm not a big fan of the comic book movies. Yeah,
What?
yeah, it's all good. I'm more
So
of a
you don't like
Spider-Man
Blade?
guy. I'm more of a Spider-Man guy.
That's a comic book.
No, I know. Well, I like Spider-Man. That's basically it. I like the Joker from Batman.
I'm just saying it took 3 Spider-Man to equal one Batman movie.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe two.
I'm telling you, man, Batman by himself did just as good by himself as 3 Spider-Man and the Doctor Strange put together. Come on, that movie is really
I
good.
like that.
I don't know why
Okay.
people shitting on it and saying it's a 6. Come on, it's clearly a 10 or a 9.
Some people said the movie was too dark. Like you couldn't really see some of the action. Was that true?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
That couldn't be further from the truth at all. I don't
Okay.
know. I've seen it 7 times in the theater. It's very clear. It's spectacular. The acting in it. from start to finish. The story, the music, the way how they introduced Batman in the movie, how his first scene as Batman is just badass as fuck, and it's the Riddler was awesome. I like the fact that Paul Dano does. I like how people keep saying, "Oh, he's the dude from Prisoners." Like, bro, he was also in that movie. There will be blood. Really really good actor.
Did they have good trailers, like more comic book movies on the trailers before the movie started, or no? They usually try to advertise on the
They had a Doctor Strange trailer, a new one that came out that showed more of the movie. Like what as opposed like showing what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
They did have a new. I think it's an Elvis movie coming out soon with Tom Hanks. Elvis movie with Tom Hanks.
Jeez.
And it's looking really good. I want to see it.
Oh, you ever see that Eddie Murphy? You ever see that Eddie Murphy skit talking about Elvis Presley?
Probably, but I just don't know off the top of my head.
I think it was like Raw or Delirious. He's like, Elvis can't act. Don't worry, he can sing his lines. Hey, Elvis, we got to win that race. We got to win that race.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool, refreshing drink. Yeah, it was one of them. Delirious or Raw. I think it was Delirious. Yeah, back in the day. But that's crazy. So Tom Hanks gonna play Elvis?
No, he's in the movie though, but he's not playing Elvis. But it looks like a really good movie.
Yeah, that's Hey, what the fuck was that shit?
It might be his manager.
That was Delirious. I think that was Delirious. You saw
Delirious? Yeah, it's probably Delirious. I don't think it was Raw. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was about to shut things down and all that shit, but
Raw was epic.
I ain't gonna shut shit down before I bring you up and you want to give your synopsis on Batman, but I know you didn't watch Batman.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet, but I saw you guys get a Scott Hall show. I was at the casino, so I missed it.
Scott Hall, man, rest in peace.
Yeah,
you already know
that was the man.
Crazy. Who would ever think that Ric Flair and Hogan would outlive Scott Hall? But you never know. Now I'm just worried about Jake the Snake. Hopefully he stays sober.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Jake the Snake should be dead before Hall, and I think Hall just never took on DDP yoga.
Yeah,
it's crazy though. It's crazy.
Well, Hall could have died years ago if it wasn't for DDP. So good thing for DDP for what he did for all these guys.
Let that man get one more match in honor of Scott Hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a tribute tonight in Dynamite. Maybe Ethan Page does the Razor's Edge instead of doing his finisher.
The Eagle Edge, the Eagle Edge.
Yeah, the Eagle Edge, but that's gonna be a crazy cage fight. That's gonna be a crazy cage fight tonight.
I want to see like.
You said you're about to go live, right? Because I really gotta charge my laptop.
It's all good.
I'm gonna go live. I guess I'm gonna just play my game and just talk shit on the panel. Yeah, I can join it too.
Yeah, of course. Nate, did you sub to Snugs?
I don't even think I have his link.
Hell no, he didn't sub to me because I said Rob was good.
Oh god! Post your link in the comment section or something. I'll subscribe on.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I saw everybody we can all go to each other's channels. I've been saying that.
Yeah.
We all go, share the love. It's all goody.
Just have a big orgy party with channels.
Pause.
That's weird.
That like he was having an orgy in your parking lot.
Vince,
yeah, what's going on where you work at? Be like you always exploring and finding all types of phenomena.
Did you see that first Bigfoot? And now this guy hunching over taking a dump. I'm like, what is that?
This dude,
what?
You work at Jurassic
Park, it's like the melting snow and the salt. It made a picture like an image of Bigfoot by my car. And then the other day I'm looking and it looks like a guy's hunched over taking a crap in my parking lot. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this parking lot?
You got to get up and do your job. You got to tell Bigfoot, like, yo, Bigfoot, you can't be around here chilling, yo. You got to get the fuck
the big show around in Connecticut? I got to look it up. But, geez. Because he could have fit that profile. It was about an 8-foot profile. But, yeah, close.
We're going back to what I was saying before I close the show. Yeah, just check it out. Everybody check it out. Because nobody really said it was whack. We have our complaints other than Snugs. Snugs loves everything. So
that's not true.
He's just a happy soul. There's nothing wrong
That's
with
not true.
that. Yeah, he has no debates about anything, but it's all
I
good.
I know exactly what's good stuff, and that movie is good stuff.
Yeah,
Anyways, um,
Nate, I'm
yeah.
telling you, when you
I mean,
watch,
like,
when you go to the
we about to
theater,
shut it down. We about to shut it down.
Check it out.
I appreciate y'all for stopping by.
All right, guys.
Snugs, you about to go on and make sure y'all go and tap into this dude Snugs channel real quick.
make sure you hit the bell on my name so that way when I go live in a couple minutes, you get notified.
Make sure you sub the Snugs and all that. I'm a holla big. You know the vibes later.
Later.